I'm live, yes. Okay. Woo. Good morning, team. If you're joining me on the live, that took a couple of minutes, but we are here. I'm just going to adjust because I've been playing around with the laptop. Adjust it so that we're back on the mat. And it is our 15-minute ab blast, guys. We're going to be down on the floor, and you're going to need a single dumbbell, okay? So we'll start off just coming down onto the floor. We're going to kind of flow straight into it with some body weight moves, and then we'll bring in the dumbbell. So our body weight moves will just act as a little bit of mobilization to get us warmed up. So first of all, get yourselves comfortable, sit nice and tall, lengthen up through the spine. Let's just start by giving our shoulders a little roll out, draw them up to the ears and then sink them down. Good stuff. We'll do two more like this. 1 and 2. Then you're going to send your arms out in front. Heels are just down on the floor. We're just going to come into a little half roll down. It's a really small little movement. And then leaning forward, so trying to bring your fingertips over your toes. So we're just coming and working into that lower back a little bit. Starting to lengthen out through the abdominals as we roll back and a nice little stretch forwards at the top. Let's go 3, 2, and 1 more. As we come forwards, we come up, we come into some big arm circles. Perfect stuff. 2 and 1. Send the arms forwards again, shoulders down. I want you to come back to your biting point, so the point where you feel, yeah, this is about where I can hold it, and we're going to hold it here. So just continue to breathe normally, okay, but starting hopefully to feel that tension building through in the abs. We're holding for 3, 2, and 1. You're going to come up, you're going to interlace your fingers, you're going to stretch it up overhead. So try and think about separating out through the rib cage. 2, 1, and release. Okay, so let's bring in our single weight. You could use kettlebell here if you wanted to. I'm using hold of the dumbbell, and we're going to start in coming back to that bite point and then sitting into our canoes, and we're going through. So you can pedal your feet here a little bit if you want to. You kind of see my knees going up and down a little bit, but I want you leaning back so that you can feel those abs engaging. It might just be a little way, or it might be even further back. And then we're coming into our paddle. Good. So really try and make that movement as nice and smooth as you can. Wonderful stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, come forward. So you're going to send that weight up overhead. Try and get your arms all the way up in line with your ears. Hold, and then hinge back to that biting point, which is probably going to be not quite as far. We're holding. Get a little wobble on for 2 and 1. Bring the weight in. Hinge forwards. Just give that lower back a little ease off. And then we're going to do that little set again. So back in to position and then come in to your row. If you want to, you can take a single foot off the floor. You could take both feet off the floor. So just come to the point where you feel it. But it's that twisting motion with the weight rather than that side to side movement that we do in a Russian twist. Good. 3, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring sit forwards, bring the weight up overhead, arms in line with ears, lean back just a little way, and hold. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, stretch it off, ease off that lower back, send your legs out straight if you need to. Beautiful stuff. Okay, when you're ready, reset, give your shoulders a little roll, make sure that you're still sitting up nice and tall, belly button in. You're going to bring your weight into your right hand, and we're going to draw back into a bow and arrow. So we do this sometimes without the weight. Again, you can sit up tall, just like this, or you can lean it back, just like this. You can straighten out your arm if you want a bit more of an arm workout, or if you're just concentrating in on the abs, keep that elbow bent and release and lower. Good. So we're really working on the diagonal. Good. Keep going. 3, 2, 1 more. Let's switch sides up. Switch your weight into the opposite hand. And you lean back and in. Good. Back and in. Got it? Don't forget your breathing to help you. So exhale as you come back up to sitting. Good, guys. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Good stuff. And then from here, we're coming into our Russian twist. So this time, your bell or your weight, is facing up, and we're twisting all the way around, touching the floor. Remember, you can do this with one foot lifted, with both feet lifted. Alternate how far you lean back. Good. Chest open, so try not to round those shoulders. Amazing. We're going 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weight down. Again, hinge it forward, stretch it off. If you need to roll your shoulders, roll your shoulders. Wherever you need to stretch, then do, because we're back in for round 2. So when you're ready, sitting up tall, get your positioning right first. Knees bent, heels on the floor, bent elbow, back and in. Good. This is the last little seating set, then we're going to be changing position. Good stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more on this side for me. Switch it over so we can out and in. Good. Yes, guys. Lean back as far as feels right for you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then straight in to your Russian twists. Good. Nice work, guys. Follow the weight around with your gaze. We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing stuff. Weight down, hinge forwards. We are changing position. So grab a drink if you need to whilst we move around. And then we're going to spin around. We're going to come to all fours, okay? So spend a little time getting into position here. So nice flat back. Make sure that your wrists and your knees are positioned underneath those hips and those shoulders. Gently lift that belly button up towards you. We don't need the weight for this next little set. You're going to flex your toes. You're going to come into your hover. So either hover and lower or hover and hold. Just do a quick check-in to make sure that you're distributing your weight through both hands. Nice and evenly. Keep the neck long. We'll go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, come into child's pose. Give the wrists a stretch off. And then from here, we're coming into some planks. So I'll give you some options, guys. You can come into your 3/4 kneeling plank. You can come into your forearm plank, or you can come into your high plank. So you're coming into a hold for as long as you can, and then if you need to reset, you know you can always reset. The option, if you're up in high plank, is to then bring it into pike, so bring it into that down dog, and then lower the hips back down, returning to plank each time. You can do this from 3/4, slightly harder if you're on your forearms. Good. So keep going with whichever one you're doing, concentrating in on your form. Good. We're going 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees, stretch it off once more. Give your hips a little wriggle if you need to. And then another plank again with a variation. So by all means come into whichever plank hold you're happy with. If not, we're going to add in some hip dips as well. So for your hip dips, you come up into your plank, and then you're twisting your feet to the side, dipping those hips down from side to side, side to side. So making sure that as you come back into plank, you come back to this position, not with the bottom up here, and we dip and dip. We're going into the waist. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to the knees, stretch it off. Woo. How are you feeling? We've got one more on all fours. So when you're ready, coming back up again, repositioning those hands and knees. We're going to come into that little hover plank once more, but this time we're going to add in a knee tap. So you're going to bring hand off the floor, tap in to the opposite knee, trying to keep your chest and your hips facing forwards down to the mat. Good, guys. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sink to the knees, stretch it off. Doing great. Whew. And then when you're ready, pushing it up, spinning around onto our backs. It's the final little set. So spin around onto your backs. Pick up that single weight again. You've got the options here. We did this on, I can't remember, one day this week, of coming up into a little crunch, keeping those arms straight, lifting the shoulders, releasing back down, or you can come up into a full sit up. We're not going for a number of reps. We're trying to focus in on making that movement nice and steady and controlled. We don't often do sit-ups, but sometimes I like to throw them in just for a little bit of variation. Crunches, absolutely fine. You can lift a little higher with your crunch if you want to. Halfway. We're going 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing stuff. And then we're finishing off, stretching our legs out nice and long, bringing that weight overhead. We're coming into those single leg lifts, lengthening out through the body. Option 1, keeping those shoulders pinned to the floor, pointing your toes. Option 2, lifting your shoulders to meet the leg, trying to reach that weight as far down to your toes, or to your ankles, I should say, as you can. Either or is absolutely fine. Go with the one that works for you. It's the last little set before we stretch off. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing stuff. Release that weight down over your head, and then bring your knees in. I want to do a nice rock out here. Sometimes when we're working on the abs, especially from that sitting section, we want to make sure that our spine is feeling good. So let's come into a little rock out, or you can come into some circles. Whatever feels good for you. Send them right the opposite way. And then when you're ready, you're going to make your way up to sitting. Either roll onto your side or roll yourself up. Bring yourself back up to sitting. Let's just finish with some shoulder rolls, some neck rolls, and some wrist rolls. So give your wrists a little flex out. Drop an ear down to a shoulder and just move it across from side to side. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall. Good, shoulders are drawn down. How are you feeling? Hopefully we fired up those abs a little bit. Guys, as always, if you've got some extra time, spend down on your mat stretching out, then do. You can always come back into child's pose and just take a little moment down here. Otherwise, I shall let you be on your way. Thank you, as always, for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for our total body blast. Have a good one, gang.